So I'm Marta Card, and I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about Zlata. Zlata Carpet came here a few months ago, and the story behind it is she's from Ukraine and her father is a farmer and an assistant pastor there. And we had at Open Door Foundation the opportunity to meet them. I think about 3 years ago, Dr. Marv goes over and does dentistry, and we just came back from a trip doing dental treatment for children in orphanages. And he took over a dental chair that is compact and you can travel with it. Well, it was too low, and he likes to stand up and do dentistry. And Oleg actually fixed the chair for us. He built it so that it can stand up higher and he can work doing dentistry. That's how we met Oleg. And then a few years ago, we found out that they had a new daughter, and when she was about 4 months old, she started having trouble with digestion. She would eat and she couldn't keep things down. And several months later, the doctors finally figured out that she had a brainstem tumor. And so they heard about this doctor in Hungary, and they took her there, being assured that they were world-class doctors, and they operated on her. And she has a really big scar in the back of her head, and it's a miracle she's still alive and that she isn't paralyzed from the barbaric treatment that she had. So then they were told to take Zlata home, and that there wasn't anything else that they could do, that just to wait for her to pass. And Dr. Marv and Leslie heard about this story, and their friend Vitaly called them and said, gosh, you know, here's this, I feel so hopeless, you know, what can we do? Dr. Marv and Leslie have a son named Wyatt that works at Fred Hutch, and actually was able to meet with one of the oncologists that's the head world-class brain tumor specialist. And she said that she would consult on, you know, this little girl who's in Ukraine, that they would do it via email to get her MRI sent. Well, it sounds really easy in America, but they encrypt things differently. So it was a really big problem to try to get it so that we could read it here. So after working on that for a long time, back and forth talking, they finally unencrypted it, and the doctors were able to read it. And it turns out that she has a really rare form of brainstem tumor. And they felt that they could treat it. And they said, bring her here, we can treat this. So Leslie and Marv, out of their own pockets, paid for Zlata, her two parents, Oleg and Veronica, to fly over here, and we brought Vitaly because he speaks English. And he gave up like I can't remember, 6 weeks of his life, I think, that he was here to help them. And they were in the hospital every day. In fact, Veronica was there all day, 24 hours a day for several weeks before she even left the hospital. We got them an apartment here, we got them Taxi Magic, and we got them a cell phone. And then they eventually got into Ronald McDonald House. They put a shunt in her brain and reduced the fluid, because what happened was that her ventricles in her brain, where your brain fluid drains, were clogged. They were totally sealed off because the tumor was blocking it. So first they had to drain the fluid. When I first saw Zlata, I thought, oh, what did we do? We brought this child here that isn't gonna live. And we got their hopes up. They had a daughter that's 9 that they left in Ukraine, and all their family and friends. And what if their daughter died here? So the doctors assured us that this is totally treatable. They drained the tumor. She started feeling better. You could see they put a feeding tube in, she started gaining weight, and then they told us that if they did radiation, which was something that they were very scared of. In Ukraine, they associate it basically with Chernobyl, and they didn't realize that you can use radiation for health. So this brain tumor was totally untreatable. They said that it would kill her if they tried to operate on her. So they made a face mask for her, and they would strap her down. They did a simulation to make sure everything was right, and they aimed the gamma beam at her brainstem tumor and actually started shrinking it. And she will be undergoing the last few treatments in the next few weeks. Zlata now is able to use both her hands. She's talking. They have a feeding tube on her, and she's actually eating some food. She stands up. We never thought she would ever walk again. So we're so grateful and so blessed. So the bill so far has been in the several $100,000 for this poor family. I told you what they do for a living. So what we're doing is, and we don't have the money, we brought them here. And we love this hospital. We love Seattle Children's Orthopedic Hospital. They've been so generous and helpful to us. And we want to make good on as much as we can of this bill with UW Hospital, who's doing the radiation treatment, and Seattle Children's Orthopedic Hospital. So we're having an event on October 25th at, I think it's at 5 o'clock this month. And it'll be here at the Harvest Christian Center. And all proceeds are going 100% to this family. We're gonna have amazing food. Can you turn around and get that really quickly? Back up, Oleg. Yay, Zlata! Yay, Zlata! Yay, Zlata! Yay, Zlata! Yay, Papa! Yay! Let's film him for a little bit, and we'll cut into me later.
It would be nice if you could have Zlata next to you.
Okay. So I'm going to talk for a few minutes.
Yeah, you're fine.
So anyway, I can't believe what I just saw. That's the first time I've actually seen her walk live. So anyway, we're going to have this event, and tickets are $50 for an individual, $75 for a couple, and all the proceeds are going to go to this family. We're all donating our time and all the food and everything. We'll have raffles and auctions, and there's going to be live music. And Oleg, I think you're going to sing, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, they'll sing, yay! So this is going to be quite the event. So thank you so much, and thanks for all your support. Also, you can go to GoFundMe.com. You can also look for Open Door Foundation Edmonds on the Facebook pages. We also have Open Door Open Door Foundation in Seattle under Tom Garrity. You can do another thing on Smile, Amazon. You can actually select our foundation and donate a small percentage from Amazon. It doesn't cost you anything, and the proceeds will actually benefit Oleg's family. So thank you, and God bless.
We are Marv and Leslie Nelson, and actually from the start with us, it's been just to open the door and sometimes just step aside and let the good Lord work through that door, and also let people and activities and actions go through the door. So if we can be facilitators and help people to feel good about giving, that's what it's all about, right?